Good morning. It's the Going On Daily Live morning show. This is going to be a great one because Monday
This is
we didn't get
working.
somebody did not want
No.
us to go on for whatever reason. Monday we tried, couldn't get it to work. Today, Becky, my co-host today, couldn't get hers to work. It's kind of weird how it's just happening to us two. And
I know.
the gods are against us, but we're gonna get this going. And I feel like there's like too much sun.
Yeah, it's bright there. It's still dark
Yeah.
outside here.
Too much sun. Is there such thing? Too much sun.
No, definitely not.
Well,
Unless you live up north where it's 24 hours of sun. Then maybe that
yeah.
would.
I guess that would be. Yeah, I guess there can be too much sun. So we're gonna have a great show. We are going to bring you some LA fire arrest news today.
Oh my
We
gosh.
got the arrest now. So they're coming fast and furious. We also have, of course, fun facts. Becky's got a great little guy, and right behind her shoulder,
It's
that
cute.
little guy right there who's creeping me out with the peeking over your shoulder. Um,
My little pet.
we got that. We have we have an '80s double list today.
Yes. Yes.
Becky's got her top 10. I think it's top 10. Is it top
Yeah.
10?
Well, 10 to
Well, yeah. So
26. Yeah.
Becky's top 80s music,
Yes.
and then I'm going to bring you the worst of the 80s.
And is this
So,
based
little
on your opinion or is this based on
it
like post
is based on
data?
my opinion,
Okay. Mine too.
but I think it most likely is true.
Okay.
And so you never know. And we also have the continuation of the smartest and dumbest US states. I believe we are 21 to 30
Yes.
from smartest to dumbest.
Yep.
So Rhode Island was number 20, which is
Which
where
is
I
pretty
live
good.
now.
That's not bad. That's above average.
It is. It is slightly above. Slightly above.
Yeah,
But where I'm from was number 1, and that was Massachusetts for the
that's right.
smartest, right? So
Yep.
we're gonna see where what happens with these guys the next 10.
Look who's
But
here. Kenny's here.
Kenny is here.
Let's
Always
go.
loving when Kenny's here.
Love it.
Hopefully we don't disrespect
He's gonna
Kenny
hate
today.
he's gonna hate my list. There's gonna be a lot of disrespect, I'm sure. We'll see.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. And I'm sure there's probably a song or two that he's gonna love on my list, and he's gonna hate that it's on my list.
Don't be disrespectful, you two. Impossible. Impossible.
All right, so you are watching us on YouTube at Rhode
Yeah.
Island Broadcasting. So click that subscribe button and don't forget the bell so you always know when we're going live. I know we were a little late today, but
My bad,
you know,
everyone.
that's what happens when it's live, right? You never know what could
Literally.
happen.
Totally.
So definitely click that bell so you always know.
Mhm.
Also, you can watch us on Facebook at RI Broadcasting. Over 10,000 followers.
That's crazy.
10,000. It's craziness. So because we have all kinds of different shows. So,
Yeah.
you know, we have a lot of different followers, like those
Mhm.
movies, which I gotta get more movies. I haven't had time to talk to the filmmakers, like little short movies. We
Yeah.
have, I don't know, about 40 of them. It's great.
Mm,
Gotta watch.
that is crazy.
Yeah. Favorite ones is like the runs. Oh my God. That's so funny. And it's
The
literally
runs
what you
like
think it is.
diarrhea?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's absolutely
Okay.
hilarious. And
I would watch that.
another great one is Love at First Boop.
Like, boop.
Great comedy. It's another good one. But there's a ghost in the bathroom. Oh my God. I absolutely love that thing. I've seen it many times. So you can also watch us on Twitch now that I pulled myself away from that. RI underscore broadcasting is where you can find it. You can donate bits And you can also subscribe. That helps and keeps our co-hosts very happy and wanting to come back for more. So please do that. And of course, share everything. Um, and then you can get a cool mug like this baby right here if you go to Patreon
Mhm, mhm,
at
mhm.
RI Broadcasting. And you can become a member for only $2, and then you start getting merch. How about that?
That sounds
Getting
alright.
merch like that mug, and of course stickers, coasters. So got all that coming. All right, let's get jumping into this opening story: the
Mm.
LA fire arrests. Now this is kind
I
of
knew it was
disturbing.
a matter of time. I knew it
Right.
was coming.
Yeah, and it is pretty bad too when you start looking at the list. And it all starts off with some guy that pretended he was dressed up like a fireman looting houses.
No. Oh,
Yes.
no.
Dressed
I
up as a
mean,
fireman,
smart.
and police, was in the area, and they look, and they he kind of acted like he was kind of lost and confused. So they went up
'Cause he
to him, and
was.
then they noticed he wasn't a fireman,
Oh, no.
and he got arrested and
That
brought
you
in.
you know what? If he had pulled that off, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, but that comes with a cost if you get caught. Not
Oh,
only do you
yeah.
get the burglary and all that stuff, depending on how much money you're taking, which,
Mhm.
if you're doing it in Malibu, that's probably a lot of money, and you're probably going to get a felony.
Mhm.
Um, you also get charged with impersonating a fireman, because you can't do that with firemen, police, doctors, stuff like
Oh,
that. You
really?
can't do that. That is
Okay.
a law in
I
itself.
I figured for police and doctors, I didn't think for firemen,
No,
but
you
yeah,
can't
that
even
makes
do it with
sense.
a fireman.
Well, that's
Can't
good.
even
I'm
do it.
glad that's a law.
So he's in a little bit of hot water. Um, but even that doesn't take the top prize of biggest
Oh,
scumbag on the
great.
planet for this week.
Okay, I
Biggest
can't
scumbag
wait.
right here. So let's um let's go with the lighter sentence here. Jose Carranza Escobar. He's a
Mhm.
39-year-old homeless man,
Mhm.
and he was arrested for starting a fire in a park. Now we're already dealing with fires, right? So this guy thought he was just going to light a park up on fire
It wasn't
and
to, like,
start
cook
another
some food or anything, it was just
one. Nope,
for
just to start a fire.
okay, for delinquency, right.
Yep. So
What a guy.
he's getting charged with three separate arson charges, and he faces 9 years
Mm.
in prison.
Wow. Well, you know what? Maybe he was looking for a place to live because it's
And
gotta
that's
be
what
better
I'm
than the
thinking.
streets of LA.
That's what I'm thinking. But well, he's gonna have at least a 9-year home,
What, 9 years of 3 meals a day, no bills, a bed to
right?
sleep on, you're not sleeping in garbage, you're not crapping on the streets, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, if I was homeless,
So
that sounds pretty alright.
he probably did it for that reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Then there was another
strategic.
guy with a blowtorch trying to blow up a I guess a tank of natural gas, whatever he was going to try to do, right?
Oh
Um
my gosh,
he got
people.
tackled by several citizens.
I would hope so.
so
I would hope
so he
so.
got arrested. But it still doesn't take the cake, right? That's
What?
not the
These aren't
worst.
the winners? Oh my gosh,
These aren't
okay.
the biggest losers. You brought the show back, right?
Right.
These are the biggest losers. All right, so we have um Damari Bell and Martrell Peoples. They got charged with first degree burglary, looting, and grand theft auto as they stole $200,000 worth of merchandise and whatever it may
Wow.
be, right? 200K. Peoples, Montreal Peoples, faces life in prison because he's now affected by the three strikes law.
Ah,
So this is a guy that got, you know, put in jail for burglary.
Mhm.
Gets out, does it again, gets caught, puts in jail for burglary. I don't know why they need 3 strikes. If he did it after he came out of jail the first time,
Right.
what makes you think the second time is gonna change anything?
Right.
And this is a guy that hasn't learned because he hasn't figured out how not to get caught.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Montreal peoples, this is your 3rd strike, friend.
Right.
Figure out a better way. Watch Ocean's 11, 12,
Well,
13. Watch
yeah,
Gone in 60
forget it,
Seconds. One
it's
of these
too late.
shows, figure it out.
It's too late. He's going for life.
What an
And
idiot.
they had a 3rd guy. This guy is even worse.
No, how?
They had a 3rd guy. He was driving a 2nd car. So he was with them and he thought he was going to get away, so he sped away, hit another car and crashed, and he
Mhm,
got
mhm.
caught.
Mm,
Now, the problem with this is he caused severe injury to to the other driver,
wow.
and he got caught. So he gets a felony hit and run along with the burglary. And so it's a felony hit and run causing great bodily injury.
Oh my gosh.
And now he faces life in prison because it's his 3rd strike. I mean, these people, like, really?
I mean,
Like,
they
you have
deserve it. They brought this
yeah,
on
absolutely,
themselves.
absolutely. And, to take advantage of this situation. Now, mind you, if they're stealing from the rich, I don't really care about that
Mhm.
fact.
Okay.
But you're now a serial burglar.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you can't stop. I mean, did you not learn the first couple of times? And then causing an injury trying to get away. Idiots. They are idiots.
I personally can't wait. As a Canadian, again, as a Canadian who knows nothing, um, I can't wait for there to start being riots in support of these guys because, they didn't deserve to go to jail.
Yeah, of
They were
course.
just trying to fend for their lives, you
Of
know.
course, there's
Sometimes
always
sometimes we
that part.
watch sometimes we watch stuff on the news up here and we're just like, "Are you okay, America? Are you okay,
Just
California?"
you can't do anything but shake your head, right? It's
I
like
know.
nothing surprises me, including like the guy dressed as a fireman. That doesn't surprise me. Now the question is, where did he
Brilliant.
get the uniform and
Right.
everything?
A
Which is more
costume maybe.
scary because are they missing a fireman?
Yeah, maybe. Or, maybe that's how the cops kinda recognized it on top of him looking kinda lost. Maybe they're like, "That's not the proper gear." Maybe he
Right,
borrowed
maybe
from, like, a costume shop kinda thing.
that is
I mean, you're
that
in
is a
California, so it's not like they don't have a million firefighter shows, maybe
right.
broke into a lot somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe it was a stripper thing.
Maybe, hopefully.
Maybe. So that is appalling. There have been,
Mhm.
as of 16 hours ago, there were 39 arrests
Oh my gosh.
between looting and arson.
Wow.
Like, you're in the middle of probably the biggest fire in history.
Mhm.
It's certainly done the most damage. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's possible for it not to be the biggest one for damage.
Mhm.
You know, like, yes, I understand, the forests get burnt up and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They are
Mhm.
bigger.
Mhm.
But now you've gotten what, like 12,000 homes or something ridiculous like
Mhm.
that. And when you're talking like Malibu and the places where it's happened all along that the ocean area,
Mhm.
those homes are expensive.
Yes, they are.
So,
This
yeah,
this is
so
my
that's
thought. Listen, you live in LA, it's expensive as AF out there.
yep,
Take this time instead of looting and stealing cars and breaking into homes and this and that. why don't you just get yourself over to, like, I don't know, Wyoming? You can work a regular job with a regular wage and pay a regular amount of rent to live somewhere. You could have a real life because honestly, California isn't real life. It's like these like living in
You
Toronto or
know,
Vancouver here. It's like impossible to do.
considering where this is,
Mhm.
wouldn't it have been better if they go to homes and they ask the people, "Hey, do you need help like moving the stuff, moving anything
Yeah,
out?"
really.
Or go in those areas that people are trapped, and if you
Mhm.
help them, you don't think their rich butts are going to help you?
Maybe, maybe not, but that would,
I mean,
they have
there's
to
a good
be
chance. I mean, if you
kind out of the
help,
goodness of their
you
hearts.
know, yeah, if you help four people in different homes, right? One of them is bound to take care of you.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think.
Even if it's a couple of grand, it's
Yeah.
better to do, if you're saving some rich guy's butt and he gives you a couple of grand, even though it should be more, right? But
Mhm.
that's a couple of grand.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't you think that you could do that and then you get all this publicity and then people hire you?
right. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. People have very skewed morals these
Yeah.
days. I mean,
Well,
always throughout
apparently
history,
those
but
other guys did. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling at times. But we're gonna move on because we're gonna be pressed for time if we
we
don't.
are definitely gonna be pressed
The
for time.
fires are just causing all kinds of havoc, and
Mhm.
we hope for the best for all those people. But smartest to dumbest U.S. states, 21 to 30. Okay,
After
this
listening to
is
those
where we
stories,
start going
I'm feeling like California is number 50, like, at this point,
at this point, right?
after today's stories. All right. So remember, this is not my opinion. I did not rank these. This comes from something called the World Population Review. They took in a whole bunch of different metrics like
Yep,
average IQ scores, SAT scores, ACT performance, high school diplomas, bachelor's, advanced degrees, et cetera, et cetera. So, and as Ron was saying, Massachusetts blew everybody away at a 93.9 was the rating on these what they're called
pretty good.
Penn Stakes points. So to put that into perspective, their 93.9, Rhode Island, where you live now, is 50.5. So that's a huge disparity between first place and 20th place. So I can't even imagine what 50th place is. But or maybe they're closer together. I don't know. All right, let's blow through
Maybe.
this. And again, this list, I didn't pre-look at the list because I wanted to be surprised, right? But as I'm going through it now, I realize like these last ones, like the first few, they kind of gave reasons why they were the smartest. They don't really from here on out. So just keep in mind IQ scores, you know, SAT scores,
Once
diplomas,
we hit that,
degrees.
once we hit that
So
25 mark, then it's
yeah,
all downhill,
it's all
right? Because
downhill,
then you're
right?
not right in the middle.
That's right. Totally. All right, well, number 21 is Wyoming, of all places. Okay. That's
There
where
we
you need to
go.
move to because 'cause you're just kinda right in the middle, living regularly.
Yeah.
Number 22 is Wisconsin. All I know about Wisconsin is from that '70s show, "Hello, Wisconsin," at the end. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
Never
I mean, that's probably
cheese
one of
as
the
well, maybe.
snowier places in the
Okay.
United States.
I see your
Gets pretty
snow, and I
cold.
raise you
Yeah,
snow.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I stressed in the United States because up in
Yeah.
Canada is a little more,
I'm
a
guessing
little more.
Montana probably has a decent amount. Oh, okay, what do we got here? North Dakota. I love the sound of North Dakota. I'd like to move there one day. It's just chill. You don't hear anything about negative about North or South Dakota, either one. Okay, Delaware.
Oh,
I expected Delaware to be higher. I don't know why.
yeah, because like all the other East Coasters
Yeah,
are pretty much up there already.
yeah. And like how
So
close it is up
Delaware is, I
to,
guess, lagging behind.
I guess so. It's got a 46.8 score at number
Oof.
24. 25 is Ohio.
Wow,
Never been.
really?
I've got a friend who lives in Ohio. He loves it there. 26 is Iowa. Now I feel like you're kinda getting into farmlands, right?
Yeah,
Like, you're getting into and not saying that farmers are not smart by any means, but I think they're basing this more on tech, entrepreneurship, things like that, right?
yeah. That seems to be like the going trend.
Yeah, I would
Um,
think so.
with farmers, I think it's more difficult to gauge the intelligence, right?
It
And
is,
because there's
because
not that technology area and,
well,
you
I mean,
know,
you could have
gadgets.
aced your SATs or whatever and then gone into the family business, right? Like, you could have
Right,
easily been a doctor, but, you're a farmer because that's your legacy. So,
right.
right, yeah, it is definitely hard to gauge it off of that. Like I said, this list, I don't know. I don't know if there's any merit to this list, but I thought it was interesting. Number
Hugo, thanks for
27,
joining.
Hugo, yes, hello. He was here last time. He's here
Yes, he
to
was. He
attempt it
felt
again
bad
with
that
us.
we couldn't get the show going.
Yeah, you and me both, Hugo. All right, number 27 is Missouri. It says it has things like healthcare, engineering, agriculture. That's kind of what it's known for. 28 is Michigan. And I don't know
Wow.
why, like with the car industry up there, maybe I thought it'd be up higher. A lot of blue collar, I'm sure, in Michigan, for sure. A lot of blue collar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest reason why it's so down there because it is more blue collar than anything.
Mhm. Mhm. I've never
I mean,
been,
you got
but
Detroit and I mean, I don't want to knock on Detroit, but I mean, it's
it's
crime
a garbage
infested,
hole, isn't it?
right? So, I mean I guess the Detroit score is bringing the rest of the state down.
Yeah, maybe, hey. Yeah, a lot of crime, a lot of homelessness, a lot of
Yeah,
issues in Detroit, hey?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 29, South Dakota.
Kick
Like,
the motor.
yeah, kick
South
the bottom. I know, I
Dakota.
was thinking that. Yeah, South
So both
Dakota.
Dakotas are in the middle, right?
Yeah, in the middle, which is okay. Like, I don't need to be in the smartest place. I don't really wanna be in the dumbest place.
Yeah, I don't
South
want to be
Dakota is
bottom
just
10.
alright. No, definitely not. Number 30, comes in at Hawaii, so which is interesting. It says
Real
it's
yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense because half the people there are, from there.
mhm,
And, I mean, they almost act like it's still like a native village.
mhm. It was saying, things like tourism and conservation, those are North Dakota's pretty tough. Thanks, Hugo. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anyone from North Dakota, but I'll take your word for it as an American person. But yeah, it says cultural wisdom with achievements in areas like conservation and tourism for Hawaii. So yeah, I could see that. You have a lot of you're right, the native
They just live simpler, right?
yeah. Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
you're on an island that is absolutely gorgeous until a volcano erupts,
I
but
was gonna say where volcanoes could blow at any time.
maybe that's what brings down their score. They're living near a volcano.
But Washington was high up there. I think Washington was in the top 10 and they live near Mount St. Helens, which has gone off in the last 30 years.
Yeah, and
So,
it's just saying
I
it could
don't
happen
know.
again.
Well, of course it is. The whole east or west side is going, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Yep.
it for that list today. Not my list.
It's an interesting.
Somebody
I'm
else's ideas.
surprised Hawaii, but not. I mean, it's
Like,
like,
it's kind of right in the middle. So,
but you would think there's like naval bases, and
yeah.
I mean, those people have to be smart, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know, but I can't now. We're at 30.
Mhm.
The rest of the
Hugo,
way, it's pretty bad.
where's Hugo from? Can you write here? It says we're getting a lot of people everywhere from everywhere in the past year. Maybe you are from North Dakota. Hmm. We'll
Um,
see.
what is it? Wisconsin? that you're from, that you're living in. He's from Rhode Island,
Oh, okay.
but he moved out to, I thought it was Wisconsin.
'Cause he likes cheese, probably.
Because
Who
now
wouldn't?
I'm second guessing myself.
Oh, he's in North
He's in
Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay, so it's North
Okay.
Dakota.
All right.
Okay.
And I
So
assumed
see,
because 'cause you're close to Canada, our smartness was running down onto you guys, but obviously not. Just
yeah.
kidding.
So
Okay, that's
hey,
fine.
Hugo, at least you're in the middle.
Yeah,
You're not going to be
exactly.
in the bottom 10 or
Exactly.
20 for that matter. So, all right, next time you can do
Tomorrow,
yeah.
30
Oh
to
wait,
40.
you're going to be on tomorrow. So, is that going to be the continuation?
Sure.
So that way I can be on with you
For the top 10,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, cuz it'll be me and you again Monday. Martin is
Perfect.
going to some podcast event, so he won't
Awesome.
be here.
Yes, then you and
So
me
it'll
will get
be
the top 10
that's pretty awesome.
or the bottom 10.
The bottom 10, yeah. The bottom 10. The dumbest
The
in the
dumbest
land.
10.
The dumbest in the land.
Again,
All right,
not my
so
opinion.
let's go on to the next thing. And that next thing is the 80s. Becky's top song from the 80s. Look at that
Okay, I like
logo.
that
80s
graphic.
classic.
That's cool.
Look at that. That is colorful.
That is colorful. So, okay, we were tasked with this assignment as going on daily staff members here. And the conversation we had was the list that Kenny gave was disrespectful
Yes.
because or was it the one that you gave? Now I'm trying to
No,
remember
no,
here.
it was Kenny's list that he got from, I can't remember the source, but it
It was
had
the
the
worst
worst
80s list or
the
80s,
worst
yes.
80s songs, the top 10 worst
Right.
songs of the 80s.
Yes.
And
Let's
you
flip that
know,
here. Yes.
neither one of us really agreed with it,
There we go.
and I mean there were a couple of songs on there that I did not like.
Amadeus, Amadeus.
That was one of them.
I
And
liked
I
that
don't
one.
I don't like Stevie Wonders. I just called to say I love you. I don't like the song.
Fair.
But
To me, it doesn't feel 80s. I don't know. There's something about the 80s music that's like unequivocally 80s, like there's no denying that that was the 80s. It's maybe the
right,
synth, maybe whatever.
right.
The Stevie Wonder song doesn't sound like that. And as I was doing my list, I found that I was also deviating from that kind of music as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if you guys like this list.
I
I
don't
have
stop believing.
that's on here. I I have a lot of runners up. And I'm also gonna read the runners up because I feel like
Yep.
they deserve to
So
be
do
here.
the runners up first. So
Okay.
that way we can be like, oh, because that'll get Kenny going. That'll get Kenny
Yes.
going.
Kenny, where
And I
are
know
you?
he's watching. He's
Kenny, you
waiting
better
for
be
this
here.
list.
Kenny,
I
you
think
better
he's
be here.
I think he's working while watching. If I might remember so.
Mhm. It looks like Hugo and I have the same taste in music here. Okay, so these are my honorable mentions, and this was tough. I was mad at myself doing this list. I would cross it off, and then I'd come back, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Uncross it off." So Rick Astley, "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Wow.
That
That's pretty
like,
good. That's a good
and
song. I
and
don't
it's
know if
a
it's top
great song.
10, but it's a
Listen,
good song.
well, it's in my top 25. But it's mostly like the cultural impact, the fact that we're 35 years later and we're
And it's
still
still,
do 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 do,
yeah.
like everyone still loves it. So that
Rolling
to me,
Stone. Rolling Stone had that in its worst top 10.
that's rude. Rolling Stone is
I
stupid.
know.
You know
I
that
know.
Rick Astley was like 20 years old? He was just a baby,
I know.
just a boy. Okay, Spandau, how do I say it?
The
Spandau Ballet?
Spandau
True.
Ballet. True. I love that song.
I know, and I'm like debating unchecking that one. Again, just as like a culture icon.
Why does he think
Frank
I'm ratting him out on something? No, Kenny, we're giving you credit. we're
Kenny
giving you
better like my
credit.
music. Frankie Goes to Hollywood, relax.
Oh my god, that
He
song brings back so many memories. That is a fantastic song.
Great song. I think of Zoolander, even though that was like the early 2000s, but still. Whitesnake, Here I Go Again.
Here I go again. This is a
And
good
see, like
list.
I'm mad at myself again for crossing these off. Queen,
No,
Radio
I
Gaga.
and no, you did right because they're really good songs. They're just not top 10.
Yeah. Queen, Radio Gaga. I'm just thinking of Freddie Mercury at
Oh,
Live Aid in
oh
that
my
white
god, that
tank
was
top,
the
and he's
most
like,
amazing
literally,
set of songs I've ever seen in my life.
literally. Queen is my favorite band. Freddie is my
Love
guy.
Queen.
I
Look,
don't know why I don't have that on
I
my
always
top.
have a theory. Freddie sings it better. Doesn't matter what song
Literally,
it is, Freddie sings it better. He's the
yeah,
best vocalist in
of
history
all time. Of all
of
time. I
all
agree.
time.
100%. I was gonna get a tattoo of him on my thigh with that pose, like arm up, legs, and then I realized I don't have nice thighs. I don't want to see that on there. So I didn't do it, but maybe one day when I'm fit again. Okay, else are we? Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
Soft Cell, that was also in Rolling Stones. No,
No,
no, it wasn't. It was Safety Dance.
worst?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. I mean, Safety Dance is a great song.
I like Safety Dance too. So
I love it. It's so catchy. Okay, I don't know how you feel about this one.
yes,
Berlin,
you
Take
go.
My
Rest
Breath
in peace,
Away.
Freddie.
Do you hear?
What was
Berlin,
that?
Take My Breath Away by
It's a
Berlin.
good
It's
song.
just
It's
like
from Top Gun.
romantic from Top Gun. I know you hate Top Gun, but
The movie
I don't know.
stinks. I when I was a kid, I loved it. When I was a kid, I tried to rewatch it when the new Top Gun came out. I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. I couldn't sit through 10 minutes of it. It was
Well, Tom
terrible.
Cruise is cheese, Val Kilmer's cheese. I get
Hey,
it.
Val Kilmer, he's good. But in that movie, it was cheese.
Yes. The whole movie is cheese, but
It's
I don't know.
yeah,
Again, it's
it's
like it's
unwatchable.
got that cult following now.
Yeah.
So, including the music to it. Okay, I better blow through this because I still have quite a few on my on my honorable mentions list. Journey, Don't Stop Believing, of course. That had a
Yep.
huge resurgence about 15 years ago, and now it's been
It's
like
still popular.
it's huge.
It's
Huge.
still songs that they play for like high school and college
Yeah.
graduations.
Or like weddings, or you're at the
Yep.
bar. If that song comes on at a bar, there's no way that you're not screaming it out as well as everybody in that bar. There's no way.
Absolutely. 100%.
I love it. Mr. Broken Wings.
Love the song.
Great song. I know. Great song. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. That was on Kenny's list, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, that was on the list for um soundtrack songs, the best soundtrack
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
Great song.
It's a great song. I love that song. And Simple Minds, I
Mhm.
think I don't think they got enough exposure because their
Right.
music is awesome.
Is it? See,
Yes,
and I
great
couldn't
music.
tell you another
Love
song,
it.
but I would definitely look into them.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a few more on my list here. The Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams. This is like the soundtrack of my childhood.
It's a
Everyone
big
loved that
song.
song in
That's a
my
big
family.
song. It's
Yeah.
very smooth and
Yeah.
it's kind of soothing.
Yeah. Annie Lennox is so unique. She's weird, but I don't know, I
Yes.
like it. Tears for Fears, Shout. I love Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears are good. I actually
Great
had everybody wants to rule the world.
world, yeah.
That was my number 100 songs of all time.
Oh, wow. See, and I like that one too, and that was definitely on the list. But I like Shout better.
No, I get it. I get it. Most people, you know, they recognize a song from a band that may not be their biggest, you know?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think that happens more often than not. Somebody
Yes,
always recognizes a song that just wasn't their biggest, even though that was another big hit for them.
for sure. Okay, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this one. Human League, Don't You Want
If
Me?
you want me. Oh, that's a great
Don't
song. It's
don't
their
you
only
want
good
me?
one.
Fair. It's just so catchy.
That's their only good one, really. It's a great one.
Yes. Uh, Again, this one may be controversial. Baltimora, Tarzan Boy. I know, but listen, it came on once at a party that I was at, and I'd
Mm.
been drinking, and it like the whole group just united. And I loved it. And every time I hear it, it just brings me back to that moment in
I'm just glad
2014.
it's not in the top 10.
No, I had to cross it off.
Thank God.
Okay, 3 more on my list here. John Waite, Missing You.
Oh my God.
I
That
know. I
that
know.
actually brings back so many memories. Oh, that hits
See,
a soft
part
spot.
of why these
Let me
songs are
just
so
say,
important is nostalgia. So even for,
I'm gonna
Baltimore, a
tell you the
Tyson boy,
story.
it's
I'm gonna
nostalgia.
tell you the
Yeah,
story.
let's hear it.
This is a true story. So, I remember my 18th birthday.
Mhm.
I
Kenny, Kenny,
woke
you
up
keep
and
it
my
to
mom
yourself.
tells me that my grandfather died on
Oh,
my birthday.
oh, thanks, Mom.
So I ended up celebrating my birthday like a week later,
Mhm.
and I met this girl, Lisa,
Mhm.
and we have crossed paths throughout our whole lives. So we were seeing each other, we weren't seeing each other, we were friends, and we were seeing each other back and forth for
Mhm.
decades.
Mhm.
That was the song that she played to me when she had moved to Florida. You know, when I was seeing her, her family moved to Florida,
Mhm.
and she called me, on the regular phones with the cord that goes into the
Yes.
wall, and she played that song, and that song has hit a nerve all the time. Every time I hear it, I think about her, and to
Every
this day,
time
we're
I
still
think of
friends.
you.
We don't talk much, but we are still friends. We're just like forever connected. It's almost like Forrest Gump and Jenny.
And Jenny, that's right, without the
And that's
eggs.
what
That's
and I
great.
can't watch that movie without thinking of her.
But, like, it's kind of a little bit of a slap in the face how this, like, on again, off again girlfriend moved away, and she sent you a song about how she's not missing you.
No, well, it is. It's
I
kind
know.
of that song is kind of a reverse. It's saying
Yeah,
that you're not missing them, but you
right.
really are. That's what it's
I
saying.
guess if you're reading into it more so. Ugh, that's tragic. Lisa, what are
Yeah,
you doing, girl? Come back.
yeah.
Kenny, I'm still mad at that comment. Smack my head, Becky? No, it's great
Oh
songs.
no, that's shaking my head.
Oh, shaking my head? Oh,
Yeah,
is that
so
what it
he's
means?
like
I thought that meant smack my head.
disrespect. He's saying
Oh.
disrespectful
Yeah,
while he's shaking
disrespect
his head.
yourself, Kenny. Okay, I got 2 more on my list here. Quarter Flash, Heart in My Heart.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all
Yeah.
right. I love the
Mhm.
saxophone in that song.
Do-do-do-do.
I
That's
think
my
that's
saxophone.
brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yes, I can see that.
Kenny should also like that since he's a Bill Clinton fan, and Bill Clinton loves his saxophone. Okay, and the last one on my honorable mention list is and I'm mad about this one, Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. I crossed it
That's
off,
a
and I'm
great
mad
song.
at myself
That's a
for it.
great song.
Such a
That's a great song.
such a good song.
Just for that
Okay.
drum solo. Oof.
Doom, doom, doo doom, doo doom. Yeah, and you
Mm,
know me, I love everything Phil Collins minus the Epstein list. I love him so much. Okay, here's my top 10 in no
top
particular
10.
order because I could not make it in order. Okay. Elton John, I'm Still Standing. One of my
Oh,
favorite songs
I
of all
love
time.
that
Love
song.
it. Love it so much.
That is such a
Hall
great song.
Hall and Oates, Man Eater. Now, don't get me wrong, Hall and Oates anything, but Hall and Oates Man Eater was the first Hall and Oates song I ever heard. I got a Golden Platinum Hits of the '80s CD. My dad got it from like Publishers Clearinghouse or Columbia or whatever, that
Best duo
10
of all
CDs
time.
for a dollar kind of thing. Yeah, and that was on that CD, and I was like, "I like this. What is this?" Okay, next one, Cars, Drive. I like all
Was
the
gonna
Cars.
drive you home
Oh,
tonight.
tonight. Like, I feel about that song the same way I feel about Berlin, Take My Breath Away. I'm just like, "Ugh," you know? And maybe
These are
without
great songs. Look, I don't hate this list.
okay, I'm
I was a
glad.
little worried, frankly.
Listen, I've got good taste in music.
All right.
Alright, this one is another one I just love, and I'm gonna belt out if it's on. Bonnie
Wait,
Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
what number are we on?
I don't know. We're in the top 10, though. but there's
Okay.
no particular order. It's just
Oh, no
whatever.
particular order.
I
Total
couldn't.
Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah,
Bonnie Tyler, that's a huge song. It's still popular today.
so good. And have you ever heard the Dan Band version of it? He drops
No.
F-bombs into it. Oh, it's good. I think he does it on, well, probably I think it's the Starsky and Hutch that you hate, the new movie one. So, I think that's where I heard it for the first time. And I say new, it was like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, Phil Collins, Against All Odds. Ugh,
I can see that. I mean,
Phil.
that was a monster. That was like number 1 for like 10 weeks or something like that. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's like
It was.
it was always on the radio. Always.
Like, why are you walking away from Phil? Why are you turning your back? Like, every time I hear that song, and there's like tears rolling down my eyes. Okay, Wham! Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper.
On all the lists that I looked at, like actual lists, that was like number 3, number 4, like of the top whatever 50,
Yeah.
100. Great song. What have we got here? Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure.
Oh, that's a great song. That is a
Such a good. I
great
had it
song.
crossed off and then I uncrossed it multiple times and it ended up making the
I
list
am
because
not a
I just
Bowie
love it.
fan by no
No, me
means,
neither. No,
but that was fantastic. What
because
a
Freddie makes it
collaboration that
better.
was.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Aha, Take on Me.
Take on Me, that's one of the biggest songs of the decade.
Yeah, like, to me, that's what the '80s sound like. Aha, Take on
Yeah.
Me. Right
No,
there.
yeah, that describes the '80s to a T,
Mhm. Yeah,
and it
I
was a
love it.
monster hit. Monster hit. It's
Yeah, I
still
can imagine.
played on
It's still a huge
all
hit.
kinds of things.
Yes. It's catchy. There's no way
It
you're mad
is.
about that song when it
The
comes on.
video was fantastic too.
Mhm. That weird cartoon where he's jumping in and
Yes.
out of that. Yeah, that's awesome.
That was that was revolutionary back then.
Mhm. I bet. Because that was early '80s too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like
Okay,
'84.
I got 2 more. Toto, Africa.
Again,
And
another song that defines the '80s. That
yeah,
song is still popular.
yes. And
I
I
mean,
love
Weezer did a version of it.
yeah, they did. Not as good,
Not as good.
but no, not as good. I love
Toto
Toto.
is fantastic. I
I
love
love
Toto.
everything Toto does. Um, Weezer is, like, just okay in my books, but yeah, Toto
I
Africa
like
is up there. It's definitely up I would say that's probably in my top 5, although I'm looking at this list again, maybe not. This one, I left it, it's my I think this one's my number 1. I think. I left it till the end, and I feel I feel very
Hugo
strongly
says
like you're
Under
going to
Pressure was number
disagree.
1 when he was born.
Nice. What year was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
85? 80
Ding,
no,
ding, ding, ding,
87?
ding, ding.
80
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god.
Okay, this is my last one. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. Genesis, That's All. That's my favorite song ever of all
Yeah,
time.
not my favorite song by Genesis, but it is a good song.
Yeah,
I like all the songs that you have said. I don't
good.
know where they would place and all that because
Right.
I have to look at all the good songs from the '80s. And mind you, I'm a Huey Lewis and the News fan,
Me too.
so I would definitely have at least one Huey song in
Well,
there.
Back to the Future is my favorite movie, which, Huey Lewis is the soundtrack to that
Yep.
movie. I did think about it, but I just like all these songs better.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna
that's
make
fine.
this playlist. I'm gonna make
It
this
was
playlist and I'm gonna listen to it.
1981.
Oh, really? I thought
1981.
it was newer than that. Well, now we know how old you are, Hugo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you guys liked my list. I can't wait to hear your
I
list.
do like the list. And there's a lot of songs. Like, look, my favorite on that list is "Missing You," which would probably be in my top 3.
Really? Well, that's because it holds such a sentimental value to you,
I know it does,
because your
and
soulmate is tied to it.
that's why I'm saying top 3. I'd probably put it at number 1, but I'd have to really look at the list of music.
It's hard. I was like I said, I was angry making this list because I'm like, "I can't leave this one out. I can't add another list. How is this gonna be a top 10?" So, I missed a lot of songs, I know I did,
It's okay.
but the
You did
'80s in
good. That
general
it was
thank
good.
you.
It was a
Eh
good list.
the '80s in general, great music,
Oh
great
my, it's my
music.
favorite decade for music, to be honest with you,
Kenny, it's
because it
okay.
had something from every genre. Every
Mhm.
genre
Yes,
was represented in the
exactly.
80s.
As compared
All
to
right,
today's music.
so now it's time to upset some people, Kenny.
I can't wait.
Ron's
Kenny's always
worst
upset,
songs from the 80s.
according
Today
to Ron.
it's not a top 5 for me. It's really the bottom 10
Okay.
in history of the 80s, right? And there was some qualifications. Like I wasn't just going to get some random song from, whoever. It had to be a hit.
Okay.
It had to be a hit.
Yes. Not some
And
B-side. Yeah.
I think I got this nailed.
Wait.
So just for craps and giggles, I did have some other songs that didn't make my list. Stevie Wonder being one of those. I
Okay.
just called to say I love you. Didn't
I
make
just
my
called
worst 10.
to say I love
Kokomo, which I
you.
absolutely hate,
Bermuda, Bahama, come
did
on,
not make my
Canada.
list, and that's a pretty
That's a
bad song.
great. Is 80s really?
Yeah. Two Culture Club songs, I'll Tumble
Come,
For
come,
You
come. Yeah, that song's pretty lame. I'll
and
tumble
Karma
for you.
Chameleon, I'm not a fan of, but didn't make my list. It wasn't even close. I'll
You
Tumble For You
come
was a
and
bubble.
go.
We'll just say that.
You
And
come
Hanging
and go.
Tough by New Kids on the Block.
I don't like anything New Kids on the Block. Super
Yeah, I
lame.
don't either.
Super
Didn't even
lame.
make my list.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Didn't
So
even
they're
make my list.
better
All
than
right.
these guys. Okay, interesting.
So, number 10 for the worst song in the 80s. Blame It on the Rain by Milli
Light
Vanilli.
on the rain. I love that song. I mean, I know
I
it's
do
not
not love
them.
that song.
I love
I like the other songs.
I like the two random dudes who sang it for
Yeah, they
sure.
didn't really sing it though.
Not Millie or Vanilli,
No.
who didn't even speak English. I like that song though, man. It's catchy. That one guy
Yeah,
with
I
his
don't like the
dreadlocks
song.
and his beautiful blue eyes, and he's like, "Blame it."
And
Love
one
it.
more that you do like that I despise and put it on my list. Um okay, disrespectful. He does not like the
Hey,
fact that
get out of
I
here, Kenny.
mentioned New Kids on the Block. Kenny, they're
I
not
am
in the worst 10.
I'm shocked that Kenny likes New Kids on the Block, to be
So am I.
honest.
Uh, I might have to take that black card, Kenny. You're out of the club. You're out of the club.
Listen, Ron, you've said enough heinous things towards Kenny over the last month, so let's leave that.
I feel bad too. I do feel bad, but he has no reason to be calling me disrespectful for him liking New Kids on the Block. I'm sorry.
You not. I know.
Yeah, but Hugo, it's okay for you to like them. Not okay for Kenny to like them.
I don't think any grown man should like them, I think is the thing.
No,
I don't
no.
know. I don't know.
All right, so number 9 is Tarzan Boy by
No.
Baltimore.
Uh, 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 uh. Danny's Cowboy
That
Nation
song
in the
is
house is
so
here.
bad. It's so bad.
I don't think so. If you're drinking
Hey,
at a
it's
bar,
Danny. Welcome, Danny.
hi, Danny.
So we're going over the worst 10 songs right now. I have Blame It on the Rain, Milli Vanilli, and Tarzan Boy by Baltimore, which Becky likes both.
I like most music.
Number 8 is Wham!
No.
Credit Card Baby.
I don't actually know that song.
Oh, this song is awful.
Okay.
It's awful.
I'm
It
excited to
was like
listen to
a
it.
release off of their album, that had like "Wake Me Up Before You Go,"
Mhm.
and it didn't do much. It still
Mm.
hit, but not. It like disappeared in a hurry. So, "Credit Card Baby" by Wham, not very good. Then number 7, and and I didn't remember this until I saw it, and I had to. Oh my god, I had to replay it just to refresh my memory on how bad it really was. And I might actually say it may be deserving of higher, like, well, lower. But it
Okay.
is Bruce Willis.
Oh, right.
Respect Yourself.
I forgot
He's
Bruce
a
Willis had a pop
he's a
career.
terrible singer.
He
I
is,
had
yeah.
to look, it was painful to listen to it again. It was painful because I know that Huey Lewis and the News remade it again after that,
'Cause
like
it was
in the
so good, they had to
2000s.
redo it?
Huey Lewis did it fantastic.
Oh, okay.
The original singer was the Staple Singers. That's
Hmm,
who originally sang the song. And it only made it to number 12, which
interesting.
is surprising. But Huey corrected the Bruce Willis mistake, as far as I'm
Okay, good,
concerned.
thank
But
you,
Bruce
Huey.
Willis singing was awful. It was awful. I mean, if you can picture John McClane singing in that movie,
I've
that's
never
what you
seen
get.
Die Hard, so I don't know.
You've never seen Die Hard?
No, I've never.
It's one of the best Christmas movies ever, if not
Well,
the best.
that's debatable.
It's not debatable. Kenny, they're saying they're Boston. I don't care where they're from. It's New Kids on the Block. They're terrible.
Yeah,
Kenny,
yeah.
just face it. You gotta
Listen,
look at things
there's a lot of
realistically.
people from Alberta or Edmonton, doesn't mean I like them
Right.
just 'cause we
Right.
live in the proximity to one another.
Look, you're talking Boston. Okay, if you like Boston, bands, instead of New Kids on the Block, how about listen
Like
to Boston
Boston, I know, I don't know how
or
Boston's anybody goes
Aerosmith?
either.
Come on.
Yeah,
New Kids on the Block. Oh, get out of
I know,
here.
I know.
Number 6, Culture Club, The War
Again?
Song.
I don't know that
Remember
one.
that one? War
No.
was stupid and people are stupid.
No, I
Awful
don't
song.
know it, but that sounds like the vibe of the '80s for sure.
Awful song. Yeah, it is the vibe of the 80s, but that was a bad song.
I don't
I'm
know
not a
it.
Culture Club fan. All right, number
Clearly.
5. Oh, this was just bad. Love Plus One by Haircut 100.
I don't
I'm
know
not even
it.
gonna sing it because I can't. It's bad. It's bad. Here, you don't know Haircut 100's Love Plus One?
No,
Yeah. Wait, after the show, you listen to that.
I
And you
will.
tell me.
I'm downloading all
Number
these songs as
4,
we're talking.
number 4, and unfortunately, I've had this song stuck in my head a few times in the past, and I hate this song. I hate the song so much. "Putting on the Ritz" by Taco.
Oh, do, 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 do. I
Oh,
love
it's
that song.
terrible. It's
Putting on the
terrible.
Ritz. Do, 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 do.
Oh,
Super
Becky
duper.
shaking
It's
my
actually
head.
stuck
You
in my
just
head.
lost the vote.
Do
You
you know that
lost the
Putting on the
vote.
Ritz was stuck in my head like a month ago and I kept singing super duper. Now
That's
it's
the
gonna be
only
stuck
good part of
again.
the song is
Thanks.
super duper. That's it. The rest of
Gary
the song's great.
Cooper, super duper.
Haircut who? Haircut
Oh,
100, Hugo.
what a stupid
Haircut
name.
100. Love plus one. That
Hmm.
was number 5. Okay, put
Sounds
on the wrist,
awful.
number 4. Oh my God. And I cannot even believe she did this song. Oh Song by Pat Benatar.
I
It
don't know
it
it.
hurts. It hurts just saying it because
'Cause
she
you love
was
Pat.
one of the best female
Hmm.
rockers in history. And
Hmm.
then when the 80s came, she decided to go and change her
As
style
they
of music.
do. As they do.
Oh Song was just brutal. It was so bad.
Oh, oh,
So
suck.
bad. It actually made Love is a Battlefield worse just because of this song.
Well,
That's how bad it is.
I like Love Is a Battlefield.
I know that. But if you
Hmm.
heard this song, you would probably like Love is a Battlefield less if you listened to her stuff before
I
with
see. Because 'Cause
Treat
you're
Me
like,
Right
I
and
hate her
Be
in
Your Best.
general.
Oh, like,
Okay,
this is
alright.
disgusting. Disgusting song. Number 2, number 2, Rock Me Amadeus. I can't. I
Amadeus,
can't.
Amadeus,
Falco. Oh my God. I
Amadeus.
hate that. I hate that
I
song.
mean, it's cool because he's talking
No,
about
it's not.
Mozart
It's
and I
terrible.
don't
It's
know, it's
terrible.
fun. It's
It's
fun.
terrible.
I
It's
love it.
not fun.
I like it.
But number 1, Number one,
I'm very
and, it-
excited
and,
for
it,
this.
and it's bad for many reasons. The Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears.
Oh
Super Bowl
oh,
Shuffle.
that was a thing. Okay.
Well, not only does it stink as a song, they can't sing, they can't dance, they can't do
Well,
anything. It sounds awful. It's awful. And the fact that they beat the Patriots to do that
oh,
song
that's more
really,
what it is.
really hurt even
You're more
more.
angry
So
about that. Okay,
not only do I hate the song, but I get angry if I hear it.
okay.
So that is
That's
the
funny.
worst song in the 80s is the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears.
You know who I thought might make the list, but I don't know why they would. When Eddie Murphy had a music
Oh,
career.
no, I like that song. Party
My
all the time.
girl wants to
It's a
party
great
all the
song.
time, party all the time. I know,
See,
I love it.
now there's the difference between Eddie Murphy and
And
Bruce
Bruce Willis.
Willis.
Yeah, and that's what made me think of it.
At least Eddie Murphy has a good singing voice,
Yeah, he does. He really does.
and that song is fun.
It
Now,
is.
I like that song that Bruce Willis sang, but not with Bruce
Right,
Willis
but not
singing
with
because he
Bruce
can't
Willis.
sing.
But you know what? He had a PR team who thought, "You know what? Let's do this. This is a great
Well, he
idea for
was
you,
at the
Bruce
top of
Willis."
his game. You're talking Die Hard, right?
Exactly.
So why
And they're
not
like,
have a song, right?
they're like, "You know what would make you even harder, guy from Die Hard? Pop music. That would probably boost your career huge."
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's
It did
lucky
nothing
he
for him.
bounced back from that. So,
Yeah, that was brutal. So that is the top, the worst 80s songs. I
okay, you know
love
what?
your
It's a
list.
pretty solid list.
Yeah, the fact that you had Tarzan Boy was
You know, it's not
disappointing
even
in
that it's a
there, but
good song, it's just very nostalgic for me.
yeah,
It brought
it's
me back
amazing.
to a very fun time in my life and, with a lot of really good people. So I think it's the emotional connection to it, not so much the song itself.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, that was a great list, though. I'm happy that we did this. A great
Yes.
bad list. I think you hit the nail on the head with some of them for sure. Milli Vanilli, I don't think it deserved to be there. I actually thought Milli Vanilli was the '90s, not the '80s.
Nope, it was in the 80s.
Was it? Yeah, those some of those culture club songs definitely deserve to be there. And, I don't know
Yeah.
what Kenny means, moonlighting.
Yeah, that's the show Bruce Willis was on
Oh, okay.
before
Right.
he made it big in the movies.
Oh, okay. Well, we're after
Yeah,
9 o'clock.
it's fun facts.
I don't
Just
think we have
do the
time for
fun
this.
facts quick.
I don't okay, I'll
Unless you wanna
quickly.
wait for tomorrow.
You know what? Let's do it because
Let's
I
wait
don't
till
think
for
we have
tomorrow
time to
because we
give it the
wanna give it
attention.
justice.
Yeah, like, look at this little guy, he's so cute. So, I think we'll do that
So
tomorrow.
so that'll be for tomorrow, and also, 31 through 40 of
Mhm,
the smartest
mhm,
to dumbest US states.
mhm,
Um, we've had a full house tonight. A lot of people commenting. Hugo, thank you for being here. Danny, thank you for
mhm,
being here.
mhm.
Kenny, of course, always a shout out for Kenny. Kenny is the best, even
Um,
though he thinks
even
we're
though he
disrespecting him
has
half the
terrible
time.
taste in music, we love
Yeah,
Kenny.
no new kids on the block. No, no, sorry,
Yeah,
Kenny.
and
Kenny.
it's gonna be Kenny and I tomorrow, so
It is going to be you and Kenny tomorrow.
maybe I should do my
So,
top 10 '90s list. How about that? I think you know what? I
ooh.
think I will. I think I will. So we have
Oh, that ought to be
the bird.
good. Oh, Kenny, it's coming. It's
Mhm.
coming.
We're gonna
So
facts about that
tomorrow,
bird.
so tomorrow, of course, is Becky and Kenny tomorrow,
Expose
10
Becky.
a.m. Oh,
Go
Kenny's
get a
going to
Wahlburger.
expose Becky tomorrow, just like he exposed me for liking, certain music.
I think he exposed your
Go
great
get a
taste in music.
Wahlburger. Yeah. When he was telling all those songs, I was like, yeah, except for the Ferris Bueller song, which I had no idea what he was talking about.
I was trying to say it in my head, and I was like, "I don't know what the words are," so I sent you that YouTube video, but it's
Yeah,
like, "Wow, wow." That's all I can
yeah,
do from it.
yeah. So that is it for us today. So we'll see you tomorrow, and then Saturday and Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.